like, hey, Elijah, they trying to make my son, he gonna be a slave because I can't pay my debt. And he like, okay, why you come to me crying? Like, go make me that cake with that little flour.
Mm-hmm. So I can eat because I'm hungry.
Ain't that crazy? It sounds so selfish. Like, bruh, I'm about to, like, my son want to be a slave. You asked me for a cake.
So, quick question, you all. Should we relieve debt according to Scripture? Many believe that you should, many believe that you should. But let's dive into it. Shalom, shalom! This is Pushing the Standard. I help you push the standard you dig. How you doing? Oh, she wanted... Oh, okay.
I was expected to be in the beginning, but it's cool. Shalom. We're here. This is our Deuteronomy series. We are now at Deuteronomy 15, y'all, meaning we are halfway through Deuteronomy. What?
Woohoo! Deuteronomy 15.
Yeah, so Deuteronomy 15 talk about debt cancellation. As I stated before in the last video, that Deuteronomy is basically the blueprint of the kingdom and how it functions on earth.
Right.
The kingdom of righteousness, I should say. So it talk about the economy, how he wants things to flow from debt to the food, the culture, you name it. You name it.
Nice. Loving your neighbor.
You name it, okay? So
15.
are we picking up? All right. So let's go to Deuteronomy 15. Deuteronomy 15, verse 1. Wait, let me go back a page. All right. It says, at the end of every 7 years, you shall grant a release of debts. And this is the form of the release.
Mm-hmm.
It says, every creditor who has lent anything to his neighbor shall release it.
Right.
He shall not require it of his neighbor or his brother, because it is called Yahuah's release. Now he says, of a foreigner you may require it, but you shall give up your claim to what is owed by your brother. And then it says, except when there may be no poor among you, for Yahuah will greatly bless you in the land which Yahuah your Elohim is giving you to possess as an inheritance.
Right.
He says, only, then has a little dash. He says, only if you carefully obey the voice of Yahuah your Elohim to observe with care all these commandments which I command you today. For Yahuah your Elohim will bless you just as he promised you. You shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow. You shall reign over many nations, but they shall not reign over you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is, because it's so many topics. It's several topics in Deuteronomy 15. This is the one that we're going to cover today, which is about debt cancellation. So, what you want to talk about? What you want to say about debt cancellation?
Let me go to Matthew real quick.
Okay.
Matthew 18:23. I'm not
Matthew 18.
through 33. I'm not gonna read all of it, but I'm gonna sum it up. And Yahushua was talking to I think it's Kefa. How you say that? Kefa.
I'm about to find out.
It's how you say Kefa in Hebrew? Kefa. Anyways, Peter, right? And he was explaining to him about the debt cancellation, but he used the king. He said this dude owed the king some money or something, right? And the king forgave him. And he said, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you straight, go ahead. But the same guy ended up reprimanding somebody that owed him money. But the king saw this. Now, this is me summing up. And he reprimanded that boy very badly because he said, why would you go and not get your cancel their debt? Why are you going to so much as to harass them folks when you came to me, you owe me money? Mm-hmm. Now I don't know what the rest of that say, but even in that, that's also according to Deuteronomy 15. That's also according to Yahuah's way when he's talking about debt cancellation.
Mm-hmm. And it's also talking about grudges as well.
Mm-hmm.
So forgiving, in that parable at least, it was talking about forgiveness as well. So not holding grudges, no matter who it is, because we want to be forgiven as well, right? So it's like, okay, I've forgiven you of many things, many things. So surely you're not going to your brother, auntie, whoever it is, and holding a grudge or demanding something of them that you did not pay up, or granting a different level of mercy or grace to an individual than what Yahuah has allotted to us.
But he said the stranger though, you can be like that. You can like give me what I need. But to your brother,
The debt.
yeah,
Right.
to your brother, he was like, no, don't do that. So just think about Matthew, right? Why everybody was so hard about the debt collector, right? Yeah, the tax collector. They were so hard about him, but they still wasn't upholding Torah themselves at that particular moment, because he was collecting debt for the Romans, right? So he wasn't forgiving their debts. So you can understand why they were so hard on him about it. But at the same time, because he was their brother, they should have been holding grudges towards him, and him collecting debts and putting them folks in debt because they going in, they borrowing and all this other stuff. So it's like a twofold thing. You can see both sides of the coin. That's why when Yahushua was like, don't be hard on Matthew. Don't be hard on Matthew. He's your brother. That's why Yahushua said, like, he was that forgiving with Matthew, and thinking about it in this aspect.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. So yeah, right? Okay, so let's talk about the United States. I know not everybody from the United States,
right,
but the United States, supposedly had this 7-year rule where they will forgive your debts. As we know, they have not kept their word either. Which technically they're not wrong, because we're considered foreigners to them. So technically they're not wrong.
But if they was following Yahuwah, they are wrong.
If they were, which we know they're not. There will be a lot more things in order. Okay. So technically they're not wrong, but they should tell us that you don't forgive me. And they just roll it over into some other company or something crazy.
Right.
Or collections. Outside of that, do you have any personal testimony of that?
Before I get into that, I'm gonna touch about, because I believe because they have claimed, the Masons have claimed, before they're changing it into the Muslim and Luciferian worship. When they founded the country, it was based on biblical principles. That's what they claimed, right? So if that's true, then they should uphold the Torah in that aspect, because the biblical principles is Torah, is law, statutes, precepts, and judgments. That means they should be relieving a lot of folks' debts.
At the end of the day,
they should be relieving a lot of folks' debts. So even if there's still a clause, that means people should be, going against the grain and getting their debts relieved. They should be able to use the proper procedures and parameters to get their stuff relieved. Oh, and maybe getting a good payout.
We are. Hey, we on it now. Go learn about. You got to find somebody good. I'll tell y'all somebody. All right, go check out. If y'all dealing with debt, right now, let me say this. I gotta say this disclaimer. Now you know you wrong. Now you going to get debt and you ain't you had no intentions. You going getting loans and stuff. You had no intentions to pay them back. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking about people you've tried to do your best with stewarding that. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. That's actually a good point. Stewarding that, yes, there are times things happen, and you may skip a few months, whatever. I would suggest asking Yahuah, okay, help me out, because you don't want us to be slave to any man, right? You say, oh, no man but to love him. So you don't want us to be slave to any man, because when you're in debt to someone, in scripture says you're their slave.
For at least 6 years.
Okay? So, asking him, okay, what is your will with this particular thing? Give me strategy on how I can pay this debt off. And one thing that comes to mind, before it was like, oh, he can he can take it away.
And he has.
And he can. And he can. However, Yahuah will teach you how to be a great steward, because that is what ultimately he wants us to be, great stewards of what he give us and what he allow us to have, right? So one of the examples that come to mind is the widow and the young boy, and she went to Elijah. She like, hey, Elijah, they trying to make my son, he gonna be a slave because I can't pay my debt. And he like, okay, why you come to me crying? Like, go make me that cake with that little flour.
Mm-hmm. So I can eat it because I'm hungry.
Ain't that crazy? It sounds so selfish, like, bruh, I'm about to, like, my son want to be a slave. You asked me for a cake. Real quick, we got something for you.
Mm-hmm. You found it very valuable, didn't it? I did too. But check it out. There's a free PDF in the description box below of our mini chapter of our book, Faith and Hardship. Check it out for your marriage, so your marriage can thrive and so you can continue to beat divorce and separation.
All right, back to the video.
Back to the video.
But, he's like, go make a cake. Like, chill. Since you say you on your dev, you could go make me a cake. We'll talk. But anyways, he gave her a strategy. The strategy was for her to go borrow.
Yeah.
Now, borrow some containers, some jars, whatever that looked like in that time. And he told her to get the oil that she had, fill the jars up and sell them.
And it was no oil in there because she just used that for his cake.
Mm-hmm.
Or his bread, his leavened bread, actually.
Mm-hmm. But the strategy came from up above, right? So Yahuah blessed that. He blessed it, and he made more oil flow until she ran out of containers. And then he said, now go take these, sell it. And he said, pay off your debt. Let me say that. I got to make that clear. He said, go party, go get you a new dress first. Go do it. Pay your debt first. And then live off the rest. Okay, so Yahuah will give you strategy, and I can say the same even for me, because I was pretty spoiled. I tell people I feel like I was spoiled, and so I just got used to the miracles. I got used to the miracles, so I'm like, what's going on, Yahuah? Like, what? When you gonna take care of that? They harassing me. When you gonna take care of that debt? However, being a good steward came to my mind, and I asked him, I prayed, and I was like, help me to be a good steward. Mind you, I wasn't thinking about no debt though. I was just thinking, oh, it sounds good. Yes. Help me be a great steward. And he's like, okay, let's deal with that debt first.
So you gonna give them folks the...
I will. This is a personal testimony I'm gonna share. Okay, so Yahuah has helped me to be a good steward, right? So it goes back to analyzing what you have, expenses. What are your normal day-to-day expenses? We had to sit down and write them out. Write them out. Every debt that you have, write it out. And then making a realistic plan of not only keeping, if there was any...
Not just the debts, but write out where your money is going. Mm-hmm. You have to take your time. Mm-hmm. How much money is going into groceries, gas, electric bill, all your spending.
The necessities, subscriptions, write them all out. Mm-hmm. And literally put how much is coming, how much of your funds is going to that every month.
Mm-hmm. Along with what's coming in.
Mm-hmm. So I had to start there. Then I had to say, okay, is there anything we can change, with rent? Can we downsize? You know what I'm saying? Can we, with the car note, can you change that? Typically, you can't change that. Car insurance, you can change that. Utility bills, stewarding that. Like, using it properly. Subscriptions. Are these subscriptions necessary? Do we need these subscriptions? If you do, keep it in the budget. All those things. So really going through and see where can I cut back at. So you can't say, oh, I don't have enough to pay this. Because I'm telling you, money come and goes if you ain't paying attention where it, so you have to sit down and really look at that. And then he showed me like, okay, because my mindset was like, I was like aggressive, and he blessed it, y'all. I can't say that he really blessed it, but I had came up with a plan. I ran that plan by Yahuah. Okay, Yahuah, this is how much I would need to make in this time frame to get caught up. So if there are any late payments, how many late payments? If I divide that up, I know how much I have now. Now that I wrote my expenses out, I know what's left over. So I should have this amount of money that I can put towards catching up on any late payments. And working as a team, if you're a couple, you really should be able to get ahead, because you have two incomes where y'all both are making it happen. Like y'all both having this conversation, sit down conversation, and really seeing, hey, if we do this, if we both go in on this, this will be taken care of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So having those conversations and being integral, because this was something that I learned as you was blessing the plan that I got, the strategy. I had to be integral when that money was coming, because he was blessing me with more than enough. So not for me to go and spend it on something else when I stated, okay, if you bless me with this much today, I'm going to put this much towards this debt. Okay. I had to be integral, keep my integrity. And as I kept doing that, he continued to bless me with more than enough. Mm-hmm. And it got knocked out so quick. Okay. And just know we in a better place. I even got checked back from some credit dispute. So that's what I want to tell you now. If you're in that space when you like, hey, I have not been a good steward, and I need my credit to be in order, right. Because we live in a land, where they play the credit game for the most part. This guy named, I know you probably enjoying the content, but real quick, this is something you should know. The enemy wants this to stay in your family. Cycles, fear, poverty, lack, struggle, sicknesses, diseases, miscarriages, broken marriages. But it's something that you didn't know. The curse that you probably never could pinpoint is in this book right here. Derain Delevante on YouTube is a great tool. He has a lot of great information about that, and just, I don't want to say loopholes, it's just out there, like it's knowledge, more knowledge than what we know regarding debt and getting things removed off our credit, all that stuff. So check him out, Derain Delevante. What else I was gonna say? Okay, yeah, that. So being a good steward, yeah. Do you have anything?
No, I don't. I just know when I have prayed supernaturally, he had increased. He had took some debt off, and then he also has increased our credit score one time. Cause we was praying for debt cancellation. We was in LA.
Plenty times.
And then we had his points. They just got our points went up, and we don't know how that happened other than outside of us praying, So it's just happened that way. And then as we got more, start getting more mature, start reading more, start putting more of the statutes and commands and judgments to play and being more applicable in our life. The wife was like, being a better steward. And I was like, yeah, we definitely got to be a better steward for sure. And I also believe that's why you'll get hit. You're doing some stuff and you're not holding your oath. Now you're gonna lie to y'all. And now you can get, sideswipe with the left.
If you walk with the Most High, you know that even lying to yourself, Yahuah gonna come after it.
Yeah.
He came after me for lying to myself because I just didn't feel like, I just changed my mind about something I said I was gonna do for myself. Ain't this crazy? No, it's not crazy because
because he's a dean of his word.
He really is. It was something you said that I was going to say. It triggered a thought.
That's somebody getting sideswiped, getting hit for not doing what you're supposed to do.
No, oh man,
I don't know.
You had said something. I was like, oh, that is actually a good point.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, bring it back, Holy Spirit, if you want me to say it.
So, for all in all, apply that principle. I believe America should apply that principle. I believe Yahuwah's people, the ones who are have blood ties with Yahuwah, and then the converted that turns into Yashariel, they also supposed to do it. But the ones that ain't supposed, the ones that's not believing or trying to search that out, you can't fault them for not upholding the truth. Mm-hmm. And you have to be okay with that. You still got to forgive them folks. You can't be grudging with them folks neither. Again, go back to the sovereign king and his debt relief system that he followed Torah. So if you want the best debt relief system, it's the one in Scripture.
Yeah. And he said he will bless it. He will bless you for keeping that. Mm-hmm. He kept reiterating.
Yep, you'll be a lender and
if
not a borrower. If
you obey these commands,
you'll be of a people, not be slaves.
Yes. Yeah, I guess what I was going to say, it still revolved around being a good steward. That's in every area, every area. So not just financially, but everything that you will bless you with, whether it's a spouse, whether it's your children, a home, car, whatever. Really getting out of the mindset of making excuses or being so comfortable that you kind of neglect
yes, it is right.
Those things. Yeah,
that's called not being integral.
Okay. So yeah, it's I'm sleepy. I'm trying because I have things I want to say, but I think it's coming out slower than the time far. It's just ticking and you're like, dang. So yeah, continuing to be continuing to be a good steward, not getting to a point where you get lax and start going back and getting off track of being aware with where your funds are going. Since we're talking about debt, but staying on track where you're not having overdrafts and stuff like that. Like, okay, I need to revamp because clearly something was miscalculated, or whatever. And make sure you thank Yahuwah in the process. Thank Yahuwah in the process. And be okay when he what's the word? Like he give you a different strategy. Because there was a point where in this part of like getting rid of debt and stuff like that he restructured the plan. He shifted it a little bit, and I had to be okay with that because I was a little bit like, man, like I have to use these funds for something else. But it was for my good. It wasn't the way I wanted to do. I wanted to get it out the way. Okay? But Yahuwah knows all things. Mm-hmm. And yeah, ultimately, because I can go down and go on and on, but ultimately trust Yahuwah, trust the wisdom that he give you and the strategy. And also something that I've had to check myself, like really think like, okay, why am I wanting to purchase this particular thing? Is it because I care about what people think? And if I get this, it's going to make me look a certain way, or, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to live above your means because you're trying to people please. And that's just putting you back in a place of debt, or where you got to work so hard to upkeep a normal lifestyle, if that makes sense.
That's good.
So he checks everything if you allow him to. If you allow him to really be in your life, period, like that day-to-day journey. I know that's something that's important to me, like in whatever decision that I make, being okay to allow him to check my heart. Like, yeah, why am I wanting to go outside? What I've already stated would be wise. And the wisdom that you've already given, am I caring too much about what people will think? And yeah, I'll just say that. Because I can talk.
Okay. Well, that's really in a nutshell, steward everything. Steward everything. And forget, like, I got a testimony. So there was moments when we was in LA, and I started bringing in this money. I was bringing in this money, y'all, and the money was coming in, it was flowing. And what came to mind was, call your ex coworker and pay off your debt. And I said, okay. So I called her up. I had to find her because I think she was no longer working at that store, because she had lent some money to me to help purchase my wife's ring. And I called her up, and she was like, "It's fine." I said, "I know it's fine, but how much are you willing? How much do you want for helping me with my wife's ring? Since I got the money now, I can give you the number." So she gave me a number. I said, "Oh, cool, easy." Right? I sent it to her. I paid off the debt. Although that was years, it was because I said it with my mouth that I was gonna pay her back, and he reminded me, pay her back. So I did. But it was literally less than the original amount. So I was very grateful that he gave me grace in that, in that aspect. But she was appreciative. She was appreciative. I was like, I appreciate everything. Here go the money. I said I'm gonna give you, so you don't think I forgot about you. And then, because I had ended up moving to another state. So he reminds you often. If I say I'm gonna do something to girls, he reminds you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that linger. You gotta get that done. And I had to be integral in that aspect. So and also forgiving others. So don't be grudging. He's very big on that thing. So if somebody if you lend something to somebody, don't expect it back.
Yeah, and that's also scripture too. Like, if your mindset is, if that's why you're even giving, is because you like, well, I'm only giving because I know this person will pay me back. Because I think if I'm not mistaken, there's a parable or story where he was talking about, you're not giving to a person because you like, oh, the 7th year from to come up, so they probably not gonna pay me back. Like, you shouldn't even give from that place.
But it's also a scripture too in Deuteronomy 15. He also said the same thing.
Yes.
Don't wait till the 7-year debt relief come, Yahuah release come. Give anyway if you're gonna give.
Yeah. So no, I mean, yeah, same. Like, so if that's already on mind when you giving, then keep your stuff. Keep your stuff.
He also talked about in Torah too. He said, don't take things that keep them from being from eating, like a stove. Yeah. Don't take the building. Because they need that to live.
The meal. I think it was called a meal.
Yeah, he said they need
meal in the Lord. Yeah.
They need that to live off of.
So folks, they literally ain't got nothing to cook and eat, and they only got one pair of clothes, and you like, I got your clothes, so you pay me back. He said, don't do that. Give it back to them at the end of the day, regardless. Like, he didn't want us to be like that towards each other as a people, right? Again, loving your neighbor as you love yourself, because you would want to have what you need to eat and your daily supply of living, whatever. So keeping that in mind when you are giving, like, okay, am I doing this as unto Yahuah? Like, if this was Yahuah asking me for whatever, some sugar, I don't know what people borrow. The broom, I don't know. Whatever it is that they're borrowing from me, and you have, let me say this, and you have it where you're not struggling. That's what he's talking about. Out of your abundance, okay? Not where, I'm gonna give to you because you asked so you can pay your light bill, but now my light's gonna be out. That's not what he's asking us to do.
Right.
Okay? So, yes. Also, it keep coming to my mind, but then we start talking about something else. Oh, that's so crazy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what. Okay, help me, you. Okay.
I told her to do jumping jacks.
You know we do jumping jacks. I ain't do jumping jacks. Maybe that's why it's not coming this way. Okay.
Oh,
That's so wild.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's wild. Okay. It was about stewarding. It was about stewarding. It's like right there, and then it's like, ooh. Okay? Okay, that's what it was. Okay, Yahuah, help me. Okay. There was something that Yahuah brought to my attention, right? You know, we praying for more. We pray, oh, bless me with this type of house. Bless me with more income. Bless me with, all these things, right? But something he brought to my attention, mind you, this was in the beginning when I was like, help me be a good steward. He helped me to think about it like, okay, if I was the furnisher or the creditor, the person that loaned me the funds, whatever it was, whether it was through credit card, whether it was a car finance, and whatever it was, and the person that I loaned it to wasn't paying me, then why should they give me more, right? And why should they feel, what I'm saying, any type of way when I signed a paper, an agreement saying that I'm going to pay you by this date the full amount that I'm requesting from you. So it's saying with Yahuah, he was like, why would I bless you with more when I'm giving you funds? You got income coming in. I bless you with a job. I bless you with a vehicle. I bless you with a laptop. All these different avenues. You got a stove. Many different means of ways that you can make money. You can go cook and make some money. You can go and use this vehicle I have and do Uber, Lyft. And, you know what I'm saying? There's many different routes. You have strength. You have strength. Your limbs. You can move around. You can work. Labor, yes, with your hands. Many different avenues where you can make funds to keep your promise, because it's still a promise. Just because you don't know them and they don't come home with you, whatever, you still made a vow that you would pay these people.
Yeah, just say word instead of promise. That's better. Word instead of promise. So word. Okay, you could say I'm gonna do X.
Same thing. You gave, you said I'm gonna do this.
So
period.
Say word instead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So again, why would Yahuah bless you with more when what he has already given you, you're making excuses? And I'm saying it because I did. I was making excuses. I was like, why should I even do ride sharing when it's gonna run up my miles? I gotta pay more gas. Excuses. But it was like some people don't even have a car, a nice car at that. Some people don't have money to pay for gas. And so it was like, okay, are you going to use it and see it as a resource to get what needs to be done? Or are you going to keep making excuses as I keep blessing you? Right? So it's like, why would he give me more? And I'm showing him that I'm not even utilizing the money he already blessing me with and the resources that he's already blessing me with for good. I'm literally sitting here waiting on a miracle when he's giving me the ability, the strategy, the resources, the wisdom, all of that I need to prosper and do well, steward well what I have. So once he helped me to see that and not just be sitting here waiting for miracles, again, I got spoiled. So, I was like, okay, you want me to go to work? Okay. Well, help me, give me strength. Anywho, so I can see he's been adding in abundance, he's been adding more. And I'm like, okay, well, we doing something, so can I ask for a little bit more? For a little bit more. But I can't say he has been blessing me more than enough, And yeah, so steward that. Have that mindset when you're asking him for more, depending on whatever that area is. Are you stewarding what you already have in that area? Are you already multiplying what he has already given you? Learning how, and he literally will bring the wisdom to you. He will give you the wisdom and strategy. I'm a witness in many different areas. There's been different things that I've learned in the process that I was thinking, okay, I can use this. Yes, I can. But it's like, okay, what do you want me to focus on right now? So I just encourage you to invite him in on that journey, that debt-free journey, releasing yourself of those debts, whatever it is, so that you can be a better steward and be able to focus on other areas where it's not just you being in bondage and having to work so hard, but not really going anywhere.
Right. So here's a tip for you. So let's say you start from scratch. Get you a secured card, right? They got a lot of good ones out there. Get one that's gonna be in your means. That way you can build from it. Okay. So in the secured card, you pay it, you use it, and you pay it off before time. Do it the same day if you can. If you can, do it the same day. Why? Because it's going to increase your points when the statement comes. And you do that for 3 months. The same thing. Do it for 3 months. The same thing. They are going to increase your limit. And do it again the next 3 months. The same thing. Rinse and repeat. Mm-hmm. They're going to increase your limit again. Then do it one more time. And they're going to increase your limit. And do it on the last every quarter. So on the last quarter, then you ask for the same limit increase. Because when you call them and say, "Do you want to increase?" You say yes, but increase to this number, and that number will increase gradually. And as you do that, you begin to break those secure limits, and then they will offer you an unsecured card, and you can continue to build your credit that way if you start from scratch. That's a good tip that's something I'm learning. That's also why I'm trying to get everything in a row, and so I can have better stuff on in my later years, not just like I had done in my past. My past was like kind of everywhere. So that's a tip for you. And again, think of it as such. Don't try to be the Joneses. Don't try to beat the Joneses. The Joneses is gonna be the Joneses.
Jones.
You just be you.
Who are the Jones?
Just be you. Be you. And take your time. Live underneath your means. Mm-hmm. Don't go over your means. And that's going to help you be great and successful in the future.
And that don't mean you gotta go get a place that got roaches.
No.
That's not what that means.
That's not what we're saying.
But you can find the space that you need. And when I say need, really think about what you need. Especially if you have a family. We have a family, right? But there's still things we don't need. We have little ones, okay? So really think about what are the things you need, absolutely need. Now, if the want is in there too, perfect. You want to have, and when I'm talking about housing because that's like one of our biggest expense. Housing and cars, typically the biggest expense we have, and gas. Okay? You want to be happy to come home. You don't want to be like, oh, I gotta go to this shed or this dump. Like, like, be reasonable, but there's a lot of things we don't need, and don't get comfortable in that place. The ultimate goal is to own land.
Yeah,
property, real
land,
property.
Real stuff, not the fake stuff.
Not to be renting the rest of your life. Stuff. So I encourage you. I know you're probably enjoying the content, but real quick, this is something you should know. The enemy wants this to stay in your family. Cycles, fear, poverty, lack, struggle, sicknesses, diseases, miscarriages, broken marriages, But it's something that you didn't know. The curse that you probably never could pinpoint is in this book right here. People, okay, sit down with your spouse if you married and really get things in order. Get your late payments taken care of. Any negative, derogatory, get your credit cleaned up. Again, we live in that kind of culture where they base everything off credit. Even with on your business side, you have to leverage your personal for business, okay? So get your credit cleaned up, and then do what I said. Sit down. Look at every expense. If you can remove some of those expenses, remove them. If you could cut back on some expenses, do what you gotta do and see how much is left over based off what you're getting paid. Weekly, if it's bi-weekly, if it's monthly, whatever. See how much you have left over and create a realistic plan. A realistic plan, like something you know for sure. Okay, I know for sure I'll be able to have this amount of money to go towards savings, and see, set you out a plan. Like, okay, it's gonna take me 2 years, 3 years, 1 year to have a down payment for this particular house. It may not be the dream house. It may not be the dream house, but really, like, don't get comfortable renting, y'all. Rent only goes up.
Yeah.
It only goes up. So if you can find a place that's with underneath your means, really, and you can be comfortable, you can be happy coming home, stay there for that time frame that you need to go and own you some property. Okay?
Another tip I got is go through the NACA. Go through NACA. NACA is a very good program. The caveat is this though: you gotta have a W-2 for a year, at least a year, or if you're an independent contractor, 2 years. So with that being said, you can go through the NACA program, NACA program. Go through that program and get you some property. You can get you a single family home that you like, and you can rent out the rooms. They'll teach you how to be a owner. They teach you the rules and regulations of your state and city, and you get certified, get your certificate in that you understand the rules and regulations. Get you a house, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, rent them out, or Airbnb it, or if it's your first house, you know what I'm saying, like live in it. Now, if you're thinking long term that you're gonna move out of there and rent it out, you know what I'm saying, you can do that too. And then as you do that process, just know after you do it though, you only get one time to do it. So after you succeed in getting your property, you can't go back to the NACA program. But it looks good, y'all. It looks good. This is why it looks good, because you can go to the banks. The bank will say, "Oh, you already got a property name.
You can leverage it.
Oh, I can. Well, here you go. I'm gonna give you some more money, and then they're gonna give you some more money so you can get you another house, and you just
can go build your dream house,
rinse and repeat,
whatever, how you want to do it. Okay,
rinse and repeat. Now, when you get to 6 houses, now you really talking the bank's language. As a good coach say, you start to speak Latin, but. You know, you can check that out, leverage it, and then continue to build. Get you commercial property. I hear in these streets that it's easier for you to get your commercial property than it is for you to get a single family home. But do your research. Ain't gonna give you too much.
All right, y'all. I think we gave some great wisdom, and this was things we got early on, but we wasted a lot of time because of faith. Okay, there's nothing wrong with having faith and believing that Yahuah can do it. However,
you gotta put some work to it.
You ask him, "Is this your perfect will, or do you have another way that you're going to do this?" So you're not sitting around waiting like we did. We waited years.
Because it's like money kept coming in, we was putting it towards it, and then we had to use it. It was like big purchases, like transmission or another car. Or we was behind on something. You know, something kept happening abruptly to throw us off our savings plan in any of those years. Like I had in my mind that we're gonna be at a place for like two more years.
Every time,
have this
y'all.
money stack up, and then the owner say, nope, you can't get. You got to go out.
Every time.
So all that money I
something.
saved up, now I got to go put it towards
Down
payment, a monthly.
All kind of stuff.
Like it happened a lot
Yeah.
in this time frame, and we'll get to that threshold, and then something happens. Get to another threshold, and something happens. But this time is different. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, you know what I'm saying?
We
gonna
not to the curse. Hey, them the worms is real. Them
cankerworms.
California
cankerworms. Yeah. Moths and cankerworms, all of them.
Hey, that's real. So you may be under the curse if you like, but I've been trying to do that and my money this happened. I need to check out Cursed Out.
Yeah, check it out. Check it out.
We're gonna try to leave it in the link below. Okay. That's all for tonight, guys.
All right. So closing remarks is this.
Okay.
If you keep the commands, all of them doing perfectly, you will have a good place in the kingdom. You'll be a high place in the kingdom. But if you're keeping some of the commands and teaching us to do some of them, you'll be in a low place in the kingdom. If you just believe in the Hamashiach only, not doing none of the commands, you will not inherit the kingdom. Well, believe only that Yahushua is who he said he is, the son of living Elohim, and you'll get the kingdom. Shalom. Be blessed.